One marshal moved to his side. The other closed in from behind. Angles, positioning, control. Their timing was flawless. Before the weapon could be redirected, before authority could be reasserted, before resistance could even form, hands met his wrist. Firm, unyielding. The gun lowered, not by his choice, but by force applied with professional precision. A collective breath returned to the courtroom, sharp, disbelieving, because what had seemed impossible only seconds before was happening. The man who had entered the room as authority was now losing it. His posture stiffened. His confidence cracked, visibly this time. The smirk vanished, replaced by the unmistakable realization that the balance had shifted beyond recovery. He did not fight. Not truly, because even in that moment he understood. The system he had relied upon was the same system now acting against him. The weapon was secured, removed, neutralized, and in its absence, the illusion of dominance dissolved. One marshal guided his arm behind his back. The other ensured control of his stance. Movements were efficient, measured, unemotional. No spectacle, no chaos, just procedure. Metal met wrist. The soft but unmistakable sound of restraint filled the room. Handcuffs. Simple. Final. The courtroom watched in stunned silence. No one spoke. No one needed to, because the transformation was complete. Seconds ago, he had stood as a figure of command. Now, he stood contained, restricted, subject to the very order he had challenged. Every eye turned once more to the bench, to the judge. She had not moved, had not risen, had not intervened with force. She remained seated, composed, unmoved, her authority intact not through confrontation, but through presence, through certainty, through understanding. Her hands rested calmly before her once more. And then, with quiet deliberation, she made a final gesture. A small motion, subtle, controlled, but unmistakable. It was not a signal of victory, nor of punishment. It was a signal of restoration. Order had returned. The tension dissolved, not with noise, but with acceptance. Because justice, in its truest form, did not shout. It acted. The marshals guided the restrained chief toward the aisle. Not hurried, not aggressive, simply resolute. The badge still rested on his chest, but it no longer defined the moment. Authority had shifted back to where it belonged. To the system, to the law, to the structure that did not bend to intimidation. The spectators watched as the reality settled. Power was never about the weapon, nor the uniform, nor the confidence of a single individual. It was about accountability. And accountability had arrived. 45 seconds earlier, he had stood believing himself untouchable. Now, he was no longer in control. The judge's gaze followed the movement briefly, calm as ever. Then she returned her attention to the bench before her. The room remained quiet. But it was no longer the silence of shock. It was the silence of understanding. Justice had not erupted. It had unfolded. Quiet, absolute, and undeniable.